Hi friends, Ginny D here. Have you guys been playing Animal Crossing? Because I have, and it's literally the only thing keeping me sane right now. I have a bit of an obsessive personality. Shocker. That's literally why I never let myself play World of Warcraft, because I knew that I would never stop. So I have been lying awake at night mentally planning my Animal Crossing island. And then I wake up and I physically plan my Animal Crossing island. Oh my god. Anyway, I didn't want to drive my Twitter followers absolutely insane with Animal Crossing posts, so I created a separate Twitter account just for my Animal Crossing screenshots. My island is called Summertide, and I'm working on a full tour video to show off my island and my house and everything once it's all done, but that is not what this video is. This video is because I have been getting a lot of comments on my Animal Crossing Twitter asking me how I take such good pictures in the game, and I actually have a lot of thoughts on this because I've been putting a lot of time and energy into my Animal Crossing pictures, so I want to share some tips to help you get the ultimate #aesthetic Animal Crossing screenshots using your NOOK phone's camera app. Just like a real photographer needs to learn the ins and outs of their camera in order to shoot good photos with it, it's important to learn how to control your camera. There are a few main controls that you can use while taking pictures within Animal Crossing. Filters, which you can toggle through with ZL, frames, which you can toggle through with L, angle, which you can adjust using the right stick, zoom, which you can adjust with X and Y, and camera placement, which you can adjust with the left directional buttons. Also, while you are inside a house, you can use the right stick to rotate the camera as well. You can also get your villagers' attention with R, and then press it again to let them look straight ahead again. Once you know how to use all these features, you can play with them while setting up a photo to figure out what looks best. Here's an example. This is a photo of little island Ginny standing on the dock. It's an okay photo, but if we change the angle of the shot, we can include the cloudy sky and get more of the falling petals, which makes the image look a lot more striking and atmospheric. Pay attention to composition. In a lot of ways, shooting good photos in Animal Crossing is a lot like shooting good photos in real life. They're just gonna turn out better if you have a good basic understanding of composition. That means you should learn about things like the rule of thirds and think about where the viewer's eye is gonna go. Pay attention to contrast and color and leading lines and stuff. You don't have to go crazy with it, but it'll help if you do things like make sure your character is facing towards the middle of the screen instead of towards the edge, and watch out for clutter in the background of your shots. For example, here are two pictures of my character in the museum. Despite my character being so brightly colored, the eye is most drawn to the footprint in the first picture and the Stegosaurus skeleton in the second. That's because they're the lightest tones in the frame. With some more thoughtful framing, we can use the eye lines of the skeletons themselves as direction for the viewer. When they look at these photos, they may look at the skeletons first, but the skeletons are looking at my character. This framing leads the viewer's eyes to the two most important elements in the frame. First, the skeletons, and then second, my character. This composition tells a story. Of course, you should also strike a pose. When you're photographing your villager, the default pose with a sort of a vacant smile and like stuck out arms gets pretty boring pretty fast, so I like to use reactions to basically let my villager pose. Don't feel trapped by the main purpose of the reactions either, because you can get creative if you're willing to try and snap a speedy shot at the right time. For example, let's say that you have a new bed and you want to show it off with a picture, so you take this photo of your villager lying in bed. It's kind of creepy, it's kind of hard to frame. Now let's try that shot again, but we are gonna get creative here. We are gonna get the shot all set up, and then we will direct our villager to get out of bed. If we time it right, we can actually get a photo of our villager sitting on the bed. Pretty good. Use depth of field. In real-life photography, you can create depth in a photo by including out-of-focus objects far in the background or far in the foreground. You can actually do the same thing in Animal Crossing. It's easiest inside your house where you can rotate the camera, but it can also be done outdoors. Having items in the foreground inside of a room can make the room feel more cozy, or having plants in the foreground outdoors can make an area feel more densely forested. Also, paying attention to what items are out of focus in the distant background outdoors can really make or break a shot. For example, let's say I want a picture of my villager tending her flowers. I could take it like this, but you can see all kinds of distracting stuff in the background, like fruit on the trees and a random balloon. Plus, my flowers kind of look like they are not very many flowers because they're all clumped together and there's a lot of space around them. Instead, I will frame the shot closer and lower so the background is less visible and the flowers really fill up the foreground. Now we have a shot that highlights the flowers and feels very lush. Use your light. Light can completely change the feeling of an image, and Animal Crossing has blessed us with a zillion different lighting conditions that we can take advantage of in our photography. The light changes from a sunny day to a rainy day, the light changes at sunrise and at sunset, you can turn the lights on and off inside your house, and you can even switch them between warm and cool tones. And furniture items like lamps actually shed light on the objects around them, which is kind of amazing. If you take advantage of your lighting options, you can really bring some visual interest to your pictures. For example, I took this photo of my character just chillin' on the rocks at the beach. It's a pretty good picture, it's totally postable, but it's also a little bit boring. There's not much going on in this image, and I've taken a lot of pictures that look similar to this, so instead, I'm gonna come back and take this same photo again around sunset during the Animal Crossing version of Golden Hour. Now this picture has a really clear mood to it. Last but not least, use the movement and life around you to indicate movement and life in your images. A nighttime photo that shows the moon and stars is cool, but a nighttime photo that captures a shooting star is way cooler. For example, let's go back to that floral shot that we got before. It's pretty, but it's even prettier when we wait for a butterfly to enter the frame. I guarantee that there are going to be people who respond to this video by telling me that I am taking Animal Crossing too seriously, and to that I say, yes, you are correct. But the world is on fire right now, and this game is making me feel good, so I am going to continue to care about it a lot, and hopefully if you are also treating your anxiety and fear with a daily prescription of Animal Crossing, then I hope that this video helps you take beautiful pictures while you do so.